Hey, welcome, ambitious small business owners. Today, we're diving into a critical aspect of your business success: leadership. When you're leading a small team of 5 or 50, the that we're going to discuss here are foundational, and they are for your growing and scaling of your business if you want to do it effectively. So, by the end of this session, you're going to have actionable insights that can empower you to lead with confidence and inspire your team and drive your business forward. You know, I remember when I first started as a small business owner and I hired my first employees. We were working out of the home. I still had the office in the home, and we had set up these rooms in on our second floor to and transformed them into offices. And we bought desks at the office supply store and put them in these rooms. And we had we had I think 3 bedrooms that were turned into offices, and we had multiple employees in each office. So as I hired these employees, I began to feel a little struggle as a leader and a little overwhelmed at what I needed to do. And I started to I started to try, to bark orders to them. And I had this feeling of being an imposter. I was never trained how to lead, and so I had what they call the imposter syndrome, and I needed to prove myself. I felt like I needed to prove that I was qualified to be this leader, and that I just had to bark orders to these people and tell them what they needed to do. And I needed to assert that power and let them know that I was the one in charge. And this began to create tense and a tense environment. So, I was just barking out these orders all the times and constantly had my eye on them, make sure they were busy. I was concerned that, they were going to try to rip me off and just sit around and do nothing, or just try to look busy. And so I had to have my eye on them. I needed to look and make sure that they were doing what they were supposed to be doing. My relationship with them was tense, to say the least. And it seemed that they would never could get anything done. And so I felt like I was swimming upstream in my business. I could never get ahead. I was so busy trying to prove my power in the business and being a leader and putting out fires and doing things for people because they couldn't figure out how to do it on their own. The working environment was tense. And I quickly realized that true leadership was more than doing that. I, my coach, I began to have someone coach me in this, and my coach started giving me some pointers about things that I needed to do and how I needed to lead people. And one of the first things he had me do was an assessment to determine my impact, the impact that I had on other people. And I got that assessment back and saw the answers to these questions. And of course, it was an anonymous assessment because they couldn't be honest unless they were anonymous. And we were able to make the arrangements and how we did this so that it was all anonymous. And when I got the feedback, I was blown away at how afraid everyone was of me. I had this this picture of what would happen when I called someone into my office. They would first they would clear out their desk because they were afraid that when I called them into my office, they were going to get fired. And so they would prepare for that before they came into my office. And when they came into my office, they were terrified, and they didn't communicate with me. They just listened to what I had to say and just, tried to be respectful and didn't share anything with me really. They just listened to what I had to say and then left. And of course, when they left the office, they were relieved that they still had their job. Well, so I was blown away at this kind of feedback. I had no idea the impact that I was having on the people that I was leading. I wasn't really leading them. I was scaring them. So when I embraced this feedback and realized that I needed to lead them, I realized that I needed to have a vision. I needed to be able to give them something to work towards, and a vision that they could get excited about, and that they would be excited to come to work and do these things, and they would go above and beyond the call of duty to realize that vision, because it would also help them be more successful. And so what I want you to see about this is that, vision and communication, the way we communicate is important. A clear vision is going to give the team a sense of purpose and direction, and make sure that everyone is also headed in the same direction. Without it, we're like a ship without a compass. Everybody's going their own direction, and we're all walking over each other, and nothing happens, and everything's in chaos. So your leadership is very, very important. So what you want to do is to start defining a clear and compelling vision for your business, and communicate this vision consistently and passionately with your team. You need to be excited about it. You need to be able to communicate and convey that enthusiasm with that vision. You also need to empower them. Don't stand over them. Leadership is not about directing. It's about empowering your team to take ownership for what they're doing, and to empower them to take the initiative. And so when you delegate responsibilities effectively, you're going to provide them the tools, the training, and the support that they need to succeed. And then when they are successful, recognize that, reward them for taking the initiative, so that they will do that again. And lead by example. The actions that you take are going to set the tone for your business culture. Your business is a reflection of you. As the CEO, the organization is going to reflect you. You see yourself when you look at the organization, because you have set the tone for the culture. If you have integrity, they'll have integrity. If you have a work ethic, they'll have a work ethic. If you have a positive attitude, they'll have a positive attitude. What you do is contagious in the organization. And so to be a good leader, you want your team to follow you. And so you want to be the example that they follow. They want to model your behavior and your attitudes, and they will. And you set the mood. You set the culture. So if you need help with this, can I ask you a question? Would you be interested in getting help with that? I want to invite you to a community of CEOs that I'm building, where we can dive deeper into these leadership strategies and other essential business topics that will help you master being a CEO. There are free resources in this community as well. And you can take some of these. There's some free trainings in there that you can take that I have right now on leadership in there, and you can go begin to build your vision in there, and it's free. All you need to do is sign up. Just come to PsalmTreeCEOMastery.com. That's spelled PSALM tree CEOMastery.com. So imagine a business where your team thrives because of your leadership. Paint a picture of what that would look like if you were able to apply those leadership principles and encourage your team to take the next step. I encourage you now. I encourage you to take the next step and join our community and begin this process as we develop this community and help CEOs of small businesses become masters at what they do. So embrace this idea. Embrace this idea of becoming a member of peer groups, among peers, being able to discuss these things. And if you're ready to deepen your leadership impact and align your business operations with these leadership principles, then let's begin to take this journey together. And with that, let's close with a quick prayer. Lord, guide these business owners in their leadership journey. Fill them with wisdom, compassion, and strength as they lead their teams and grow their businesses. And may their efforts be blessed with success, with integrity, and with positive influence. In Christ's name.